What is up, everybody? I wanted to come to you guys tonight with my AEW Revolution review. So let's jump right into tonight's show for AEW Revolution. To start off with the pre-show, we have Makai Oto versus Makai Oto and Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa and Riho. This was a women's tag team match to start off the pre-show tonight for Revolution. This was a pretty decent women's tag team match for the pre-show for Revolution to start off the show. I thought the pre-show was decent. It was a decent women's tag team match. Was it a 9 out of 10 women's tag team match? No, it was above passing. It was an above passing women's tag team match to start off the pre-show tonight for Revolution with Makai Oto and Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa and Riho. This was a above passing women's tag team match. It wasn't the greatest women's tag team match I've ever seen. It was decent for a women's tag team match. I won't lie. It was really decent. It was really slow for me. This match was really slow. It didn't pick up at all. It really stayed bogged down. It didn't really pick up in pace a lot. It just stayed kind of mid match. It didn't really pick up a lot, and the pace kind of slowed down. It was kind of just a lot of chain wrestling, a lot of a lot of chops, and I'm just not. I just don't care for slow matches. I'm not into it. I mean, a lot of just a lot of chain wrestling. I'm not really into chain wrestling a lot. And this match it was really slow to me. It just really was. I didn't think it was that great of a women's tag team match. I thought it was decent enough just to be on the pre-show tonight for Revolution to start off the show for Revolution. So I thought it was an alright to decent women's match. And Makai Oto and Britt Baker pick up the win over Riho and Thunder Rosa tonight on AEW. I don't know what they're doing with Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa ate the pin tonight. I don't know where they're going with Thunder Rosa. It seems like Thunder Rosa is just there, which I don't know. Thunder Rosa is one of the greatest women wrestlers you could ever have, and yet she seems like she doesn't have any direction of. They don't seem like they know where to go with her, how to book her. I just don't know what AEW is doing with Thunder Rosa, and Thunder Rosa is one of my favorite female wrestlers. I enjoy her in the ring, and it seems like AEW is just confused about what to do with Thunder Rosa, how to book her in certain spots. So it's just, I don't know what AEW is doing with Thunder Rosa. She ate the pin tonight in this woman's pre-show match tonight for Revolution against Makai Oto and Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa and Riho. Thunder Rosa ate the pin, and Britt Baker and Makai Oto picked up the win over Thunder Rosa and Riho in the pre-show match for Revolution. And then we had Chris Jericho and MJF versus the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Championships tonight to start off Revolution. This was an alright men's tag team match to start off the show tonight for Revolution. I thought it was a decent tag match for the men with MJF and Jericho versus the Young Bucks. I'm a fan of the Young Bucks. I wasn't really a fan of the Young Bucks at first, but now I'm a fan of the Young Bucks. I really hate to say that, but I slowly became a fan of the Young Bucks. They're one of my favorite tag teams. I'm a really big fan of the Young Bucks. I like the way they work in the ring. Their in-ring psychology works really. They have really good in-ring psychology. And I mean, this was a really decent men's tag team match to start off the show tonight for Revolution with this men's tag team match. I thought it was pretty decent. I thought this men's tag team match was decent tonight to start off Revolution with MJF and Chris Jericho versus the Young Bucks. I thought this was an alright match. Was it a holy cow, I would go back and rewatch this match? No, it really wasn't. I wouldn't really go back and rewatch this match again on tonight at Revolution. I wouldn't really go back and rewatch it. It was just mid. It was mid to decent. It was just mid to decent tonight for the start of AEW Revolution to start off the show with MJF and Chris Jericho versus the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. This wasn't this was an alright, decent men's tag team match tonight to start off the show. I thought it was an alright men's match. I mean, was it mind blowing? No. Was it what did it make me jump out of my seat? Absolutely not. It didn't really, I didn't really think much about it, but it was a really decent men's tag team match tonight to start off the show for AEW Revolution with Chris Jericho and MJF versus the Young Bucks. And the Young Bucks ended up going over on Chris Jericho and MJF to retain the AEW World Tag Team Championships. And then we had the men's casino Royale. This was kind of decent. It was alright. I mean, it was an alright men's casino Royale. It was decent. I thought it was a decent men's casino Royale tonight on AEW Revolution. I thought it was alright. It came down to the Death Triangle versus Jungle Boy, and it come down to Jungle Boy eliminating Pac, and then it came down to Jungle Boy and Ray Phoenix, and Ray Phoenix ended up picking up the win for the Death Triangle over Jungle Boy, and Ray Phoenix picked up the win tonight in the Casino Royale match. So Pac and Ray Phoenix will end up facing the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. So there you go. And then we had the women. We had Matt Hardy versus Hangman Page. This was a pretty decent match between Hangman Page and Matt Hardy in a big money match tonight. I really don't. This match, I didn't really get the name of it. I don't know. I mean, they were fighting. They were fighting over Matt's paycheck, I guess, or what money Matt owed Hangman Page for whatever odd reason. I didn't really get why they didn't really say why they didn't really make much sense of why Hangman Page was gonna earn the money that Matt had owed him for some odd reason. I guess Matt owed some money to Hangman, and Hangman wanted the money, and I guess that's what they were feuding over. I don't really know. It didn't really make much sense to me. So Hangman Page and Matt Hardy were fighting over money. I don't really get that. I don't really get that idea. I don't really understand it. I just don't understand AEW's ideology here. I don't get it. I mean, I get if you want to have Big Money Matt as a persona. I get that. But here's the thing. I mean, they could have hung a briefcase above the ring and had the briefcase with Matt's money in it, and Matt and Hangman Page could have been climbing the ladder to retrieve the briefcase that had Matt's money in it. That would have been a lot more interesting, but that didn't happen in this big money match with Matt Hardy and Hangman Page tonight at AEW Revolution. they were just fighting over money for whatever odd reason. I didn't really understand why. I don't understand why Hangman is feuding with Matt Hardy over money. I don't really get that. I don't understand the ideology in that. I don't understand where they were going with that. So Hangman Page beats Matt Hardy. So Hangman Page will get Matt Hardy's money, I guess. I don't know. I couldn't make heads or tails of it. I don't know why they're feuding over money. I guess Matt owed Hangman money, I guess. And Hangman wanted the money that Matt owed him. Or something like, I don't know. But anyway, so Hangman Page hits the buckshot lariat on Matt Hardy for the win, and Hangman Page beats Matt Hardy and gets Matt Hardy's money. And then we had the men's brass ring evolution match. This was a men's a face for the men's evolution ladder match tonight with Cody Rhodes versus Lance Archer versus Scorpio Sky versus Ethan Page versus Penta El Zero Miedo tonight in the ladder match in the men's evolution for the face ladder in the men's evolution ladder match. So this was a pretty decent men's ladder match. It was pretty decent. I wanted Penta El Zero Miedo to win because I'm a big fan of Pentagon. I'm a big fan of his. I've always said AEW has buried him beyond belief, and they continue to bury him for whatever reason. He was my pick to win the men's ladder match tonight. He was my pick to win because I would love to see, I would love to see Penta El Zero Miedo face Darby Allin. Whoever won this men's ladder match tonight will get the opportunity to face Darby Allin. If they grab this brass ring, they will get the opportunity to face Darby Allin for the TNT Championship. I would have loved to seen Penta El Zero Miedo versus Darby Allin for the TNT Championship. I would have loved to seen that, but again, AEW has to bury Penta El Zero Miedo for whatever reason. I don't know why they're burying him out of all. I don't get that. But anyway, so Scorpio Sky ends up winning the men's evolution ladder match by grabbing the brass ring. Scorpio Sky will face Darby Allin for the TNT Championship. So there you go. And then we had Hikaru Shida versus Ryu Zayunami. This was a pretty decent women's match tonight for Hikaru Shida and Ryu Zayunami. This was a pretty decent women's match. I thought it was pretty decent. I mean, Hikaru Shida can work a match. She's one of my. She can pretty much work a pretty decent match. I mean, is she a great overall worker? No, but she can do all right in the ring. Her in-ring skill is pretty good. Um, you know, her and Hikaru Shida and Ryu Zunami. Zayunami put on a Hikaru Shida and Ryu Zayunami put on a pretty good match tonight in a women's match for the AEW Women's Championship. And I mean Hikaru Shida and Zayunami did have a pretty good women's match. It was decent for what it was. It was an alright women's match, I thought. I mean, I didn't think much of it, but it was just decent enough for me to kind of enjoy it just a little. I mean, I enjoyed it a little bit for what it was. I mean, I didn't really get that much into it, but I did enjoy it for what it was. And Hikaru Shida ended up beating Zayunami tonight to retain her AEW Women's Championship tonight at Evolution. And then we had the street fight with Sting and Darby Allin versus Brian Cage and uh, and Starks for Team Taz. This was a pretty good street fight with Darby Allin and Sting versus Starks and Brian Cage. This was a pretty decent street fight. I thought it was pretty. I thought it was pretty fun to watch. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty fun street fight. And I wanted Sting to win because I'm a huge Sting fan. I was a huge Sting fan of him back in WCW when Sting was with the Wolfpack. So I'm a huge fan of Sting, and I'm a huge fan of Darby Allin as well. So I wanted Darby Allin and Sting to win the street fight against Starks and Brian Cage tonight at AEW Revolution. So I thought this Revolution was really fun to watch. It was enjoyable to me. I don't know if anybody else enjoyed it, but I enjoyed this street fight with Sting and Darby Allin versus Starks and Brian Cage tonight at AEW Revolution. I thought it was a really enjoyable street fight. I really did enjoy it for what it was. I thought it was fun to watch. It did keep me entertained. And Sting and Darby Allin picked up the win over Starks, and Sting and Darby Allin picked up the win over Ricky Starks and Brian Cage tonight at AEW Revolution in a street fight. And then we got the huge signing. We got the huge announcement signing that was going to be tonight for Evolution. And the huge signing tonight for Evolution, that the person that was going to sign the AEW contract, it turned out to be Christian. I don't care. I just don't. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of Christian. I never was. I'm not a fan. I wasn't a fan of Christian when he was with the other company. I'm not a fan. I was never a fan. Christian was just I mean, AEW is doing nothing but signing old WWE guys. That's all they're doing. They signed Big Show. They signed Matt Hardy. They signed Cody Rhodes. They signed Taz. They signed they signed Sting. I mean, all AEW is, all they're doing is they're picking up the scraps from WWE. That's all they're doing. They're going and signing WWE rejects. That's all they're doing. I hate to say that, but it's true. Look at who they signed: Sting, Cody, Big Show, John Moxley. They signed. Now they signed Christian. They signed Moxley, Big Show, Christian, Taz, Moxley, and Sting. That's 6 WWE guys right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 6 guys. That is from WWE right there. So AEW has signed 6 WWE guys. I mean, folks, if you enjoyed Christian as the huge signing tonight for AEW Revolution, if you guys like that, you guys are just, I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't like Christian, man. I'm not a Christian fan, so sue me. I'm not a fan of Christian. I never was a fan of his. Did I think Christian was a huge signing for AEW? Absolutely not. Christian is not going to move the needle for AEW whatsoever. This was the worst signing AEW has ever had. This signing is nothing but Vince McMahon getting rid of a toy and Tony Khan saying, you know what, let me play with him now. So, there you go. AEW's huge announcement signing is Christian Cage. So, there you go. He went from that other place, now he's in AEW. Are you thrilled with it? I'm not. And then we had the men's we had the main event for Evolution tonight. We had the main event for Evolution, which was the match between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega in the exploding barbed wire death match tonight in the main event of Evolution. This probably was the best match of the night for me. I enjoyed this match with Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley. They always have great matches together. These two absolutely tore the house down in the main event tonight of Revolution in this exploding barbed wire death match tonight in the main event of AEW. These two guys absolutely tore each other to shreds, man. There was blood involved. There was chairs involved. Barbed wire was involved. There was the barbed wire exploded during this match. That was really cool. I like the exploding barbed wire idea. That was really cool. And I really like the Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. I like how they have great matches together. Their matches are fun to watch. And their matches are very entertaining, man. Their lights out match was fun. This match tonight at AEW Revolution between Moxley and Kenny Omega and this exploding barbed wire death match tonight in the main event of Revolution was the best match of the night. In my opinion, these two guys absolutely destroyed each other. This was a fun wrestling match. It was enjoyable. We had blood. We had barbed wire. We had exploding barbed wire at that. We had barbed wire wrapped around chairs. Barbed wire wrapped around bats. So that's really cool, man. I mean, I really like this main event tonight for AEW Revolution with Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega in this exploding barbed wire death match. I thought it was really fun and entertaining. It kept me entertained, and I really, really did enjoy it. These two was the best match of these two were the best match tonight. These two were the best match of the night tonight at AEW Revolution between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega in this match with in this exploding barbed wire death match tonight at AEW. Man, these two went to absolutely no lengths to destroy each other. This was a very, very good match tonight between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega in the main event of Revolution in this exploding barbed wire death match tonight in the main event for Revolution tonight. These two guys absolutely tore the house down. And I mean, these two guys absolutely destroyed each other, man. Would I go back and rewatch this match? Abso-freaking-lutely, man. Because that's how good it was. This was a really, really good match tonight with Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega in this exploding barbed wire death match tonight in the main event of Revolution. So, the best two matches for me for tonight for Revolution was Hikaru Shida versus Zayunami. That was a really good women's match, and I like the main event with Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega in the main event of Revolution in the exploding barbed wire death match. That was really, really fun and it was really enjoyable for me. I enjoyed watching it. Those two guys absolutely destroyed each other, and Kenny Omega ended up retaining the AEW World Heavyweight Championship over Jon Moxley tonight in the main event of Revolution in the exploding barbed wire death match. So, overall, this show, I thought this show was I'm gonna give the show about a 6.5 out of 10. Jon Moxley got buried tonight, which I hate. Penta El Zero Miedo got buried, which I can't stand. I just didn't. I mean, AEW was it was an all right show. It was an all right show. Was it their best show they've ever done? Was it their best pay per view they've ever done? No, not really. But it was an all right show. So I'm gonna give AEW Revolution tonight a 6.5 out of 10. I just don't really like having my favorite wrestlers being buried for no reason. John Moxley got buried. Penta El Zero Miedo got buried for no reason. So I just don't. Sting winning was cool. Sting and Darby Allin was winning. I guess that was. I guess I get over. I guess that was probably my favorite thing. But other than that, this pay per view overall for me tonight for Evolution for AEW was a 6.5 out of 10 for me. I don't know how you guys felt about this pay per view tonight for AEW Revolution, but for me, I'm going to give the show a 6.5 out of 10. I thought the show was alright. It wasn't the best pay per view I've seen from AEW. I thought they could have done better. I thought the huge announcement signing was trash. With Christian Cage, I thought that was a trash signing. I still do. I don't like that signing at all. So I just think that AEW just they need to step up, man. They really do. I mean, they have all the talent. They have great talent, but they're burying talent that don't need to be buried. John Moxley's buried. Penta El Zero Miedo is buried. The only saving grace is Sting and Darby Allin. They haven't been buried yet. So, but this show tonight for me, I enjoyed it for the most part. I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie. I did enjoy it for the most part. I did enjoy the show, but I'm still this show. I was gonna if if Penta El Zero Miedo and John Moxley won, I would have gave the show about a 7.75 out of 10 or 8.5 out of 10. But since none of my favorite wrestlers got to go over tonight, this show for me, I'm gonna bump it back down to a 6.5 out of 10. So this has been my AEW Revolution review. So guys, let me know down in the comment section below about what you guys thought about AEW Revolution tonight. I want to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on what you guys thought about AEW Revolution tonight. What did you guys enjoy about AEW Revolution tonight? What did you guys dislike tonight about AEW Revolution? Let me know down in the comment section below. And also, guys, let me know what you're giving AEW Revolution tonight for a rating down in the comment section below as well. I want to know what you guys are giving AEW Revolution tonight for a rating. So let me know about that down in the comment section below as well. I'm going to give AEW Revolution tonight a 6.5 out of 10. So if you guys like this AEW Revolution review, hit that thumbs up. You guys make sure you guys like, share, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. So overall, I thought AEW Revolution tonight was decent. Was it their best pay-per-view? No, it really wasn't. This pay-per-view was just barely decent for me. I enjoyed the show overall for what it was. I'm with Joe on this one. I'm going to give this show about a 6.5. I'm with Joe Cronin. I agree with him on this. This show, it didn't really do nothing for it. It didn't really do what I thought it would do. You know, they really let me down with a huge announcement signing tonight for AEW. They overhyped it. Oh, we're going to have a huge signing, and it turned out to be Christian. Why Christian? I don't really get that. So anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching this AEW Revolution review tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. So I hope you guys enjoyed this AEW Revolution review tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you guys next time, man. This has been your AEW Revolution review tonight. And I will see you guys tomorrow night for Monday Night Raw. So until then, guys, you guys have a good one, man. Your boy's out. Peace.